Guys, if you were tracking the price of gold over the last couple of weeks, you know that it's going up and to the right. We're getting closer and closer to that highly coveted 3,000 US dollars per ounce of gold. Now, there was a minor pullback late last week, but the trend is clear. Gold is going up. Why is it going up, and what is going on with the gold market? This weekend, there's a lot of frenzy on X. Elon Musk looking for an audit at Fort Knox, the legendary US fortress that is holding our gold. He's saying, is it even there? If the gold is there, let us audit it. There has not been a comprehensive audit since 1974. These calls for an audit are happening on the backdrop of JP Morgan Chase flying commercial planes over the Atlantic from London to New York. What is on board of these planes? Gold. JP Morgan Chase is loading up with physical gold, putting it on the planes and getting it into their vaults in New York. They've been doing it since late last year, and a substantial amount of gold has been moved. Now, the explanation for this is anticipation of Trump's tariffs. There's also an arbitrage opportunity between the spot price of gold in London and what it costs in the United States, specifically the futures market, where more and more people are demanding physical delivery on their futures contracts. And so the gold is being moved from London into the United States. But not only to the United States, this is a worldwide phenomena. India is requesting that their gold be moved back to their vaults. A lot of people are saying that there's a bank run happening on the Bank of England. And there are some reports that the wait time to withdraw your gold is going from typical amount, which is days, to now having to wait for weeks to fulfill your order. There's clearly a liquidity shortage there. And, I don't want to get all conspiratorial about it. This could be just a supply and demand issue or their ability to process orders. But it is a cautionary sign for sure, especially when you consider what has been going on with central banks around the world over the last year as well, where a lot of central banks, specifically in BRICS countries like China and Russia, are diversifying away from holding US Treasury bills and are diversifying towards gold. So it's not good because the United States Treasury has to offer higher yields on our debt to incentivize investors to come in and buy it up. Again, not good. Not good for multiple reasons. Number one is, what that means is we have to service our debt, which is hitting new records, at an even higher percentage, right? If the yields are going up, that means the servicing of that debt is going to get more expensive for us, the taxpayers. Number two, what does that indicate? Why does US Treasury need to incentivize potential investors, foreign and domestic, with higher yields? That means that when they go out to the market, they cannot sell the Treasury bills at a lower yield. And that is happening because these investors are pricing in future inflation. And they're saying, well, at an elevated inflation rate, I'm going to be losing money if I hold these T-bills. So even for 10-year Treasuries, the percentages are going up. Again, it's a sign that investors are anticipating higher inflation for longer, and the general deterioration of trust in US ability not to default. Now, again, don't want to catastrophize or make it more dramatic than it is, but anytime we see a movement like we're seeing now in the gold market, it's a sign of caution, right? It means that the smart money is hedging against potential higher inflation. It's hedging against unpredictable outcomes that we'll see from Trump imposing tariffs, if he actually imposes them. What it's also telling me is that Bitcoin has its place, but it has not replaced the physical gold just yet. A lot of people are calling Bitcoin the digital gold or the new gold, but we're seeing this crazy move in the gold market. And I'm willing to bet, and I'll probably will bet on the stock market, the trend will continue up and to the right. There will be minor pullbacks, but I do project gold hitting $3,000 per ounce in the very near term. Not financial advice. Don't go and load up on futures because, again, everything is tied to geopolitics. If Trump is successful in resolving some of these geopolitical issues like the war in Ukraine, gold will pull back. How dramatic will that pullback be, and for how long? That's a separate question. So for us as average retail investors, again, gold is a good indicator that the smart money is hedging they are anticipating high inflation over the course of this year. So position accordingly, be ready for this. There's a lot of euphoria about Trump being elected and that it will be great for the markets, but obviously gold is telling us a whole different story.